Hey guys, it's Macy.
And Ashley.
And today... Sorry. And today we are going to... Ashley's suddenly glaring at me. We're going to be reading spooky stories from AI.
We love creating stuff from AI because it's so bad.
It's also spooky season. Halloween is in a few days by the time we post this.
Yeah, so. I was going to say...
Girl. Keep up.
The pumpkin's falling.
Oh yeah, we have, if you're watching on YouTube, we have a little pumpkin on our couch, and Ashley has a creepy stuffed animal.
It's Jack O'Bunny. He's Halloween. He's so Halloween core.
Yeah. We also apologize for being gone for so long.
Yeah. That's our bad. It's been like, what, 2 months?
Yeah. It is our bad. But
Whoops.
life has been so busy. Like, I don't know, not just as an excuse. Like, genuinely, we had no time to do podcasts.
We've been wanting to start again for a while.
Yeah.
If that helps. They're like, no.
Thanks for being patient. Hopefully. Hopefully you guys haven't, like, forgotten about us. I genuinely don't know what I was gonna say. Oh. I lost my train of thought. We're like pre-recording episodes. So we're gonna have like a lot to post. So we hopefully
So true, queen.
So we hopefully never run into this situation, at least for a little while. So that made no sense. It's been a while since I've done this, so
yeah,
what?
You're rusty.
So are you. You're the one who couldn't stop laughing when we first started. You're the reason I was laughing. So yeah, happy Halloween.
Spooky season.
I don't know how good these stories are. I bet they're gonna be heinous because it's freaking AI, but we want to do something Halloween, so yeah.
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
I don't get that question because isn't all candy Halloween candy?
No, I'm saying, like, what is the, like, candy you go to, like, you really want to get when you go trick-or-treating?
All chocolate. Mostly Kit Kats and Twix and Snickers and Reese's. Those are my
we just listed them all? Or
That's my main four.
Which one do you hate to get? Like, which one when you get it, you're like, ew?
Low-key, like, just anything not chocolate.
So, Butterfingers?
Like, Butterfingers are the worst.
Butterfingers, Almond Joys.
Yeah, I don't like those.
I am always so excited when I get sour gummy worms. Only like the Rich House.
Sorry.
Stop it around me. Stop it rubbing me.
I low-key.
Ew.
Okay, I like getting Skittles, but I hate getting like Sweet Tarts, Laffy Taffies, Jolly Ranchers, gummy worms, gummy bears. Like, get out, please. I don't like any of that.
I hate Skittles. Well, not hate. They're fine. But I like getting gummy stuff. Or, like, I love getting Starbursts.
Yeah, that's fine.
I hate Jolly Ranchers. Why is that always what teachers give out when, like, they give you something as a treat? I'm like, I hate them.
Because it lasts a while. Like, I'll suck on it for a little while.
Give me suckers. Not a freaking Jolly Rancher. The only one that's good is the blue one. And the one's even mid at this point.
Listen, I'll eat Jolly Ranchers if someone gives it to me, I'll eat it. But I'll never go out of my way to, like, get them.
Most of the time when teachers try to hand it, I'll just be like, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'll take it.
It's not even enjoyable.
What was I gonna say? Out of all the, like, so Tootsie Rolls, so we have, like, the really small ones, then we have the really skinny ones, and then we have, like, the big fat ones. Like, which one is your favorite?
I don't really like Tootsie Rolls.
You have to pick one.
The big fat ones.
Those are so good. I genuinely love those. Those are, like, my favorite.
My least favorite ones are the skinny ones.
Yeah, because they're always hard. They're always, like, hard and crunchy.
Yeah, the mini ones are, like, fine.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Tootsie Rolls. Like,
I think they're kind of good.
I know, because I always give them to you.
Okay. I was gonna give it, like, a little life update to, like, kind of say, like, why we haven't been posting. I can't really think of anything. I can't think of any excuse. I'm just kidding.
You can't think of any excuse. Any amazing thing we have done in the past 2 weeks.
Okay, I was gonna get to that, but I was trying to think of something before that.
We didn't do anything before that.
We did. Stop making us sound like liars.
Oh, well, I didn't.
Well, okay, like, I feel like school and work have just kind of, anyway. Me and Ashley and the rest of our family, not just us. We went to Orlando, and we went to Universal Studios, and it was so fun.
I had so much fun. I went on roller coaster for the first time. It was fun.
It was amazing. It was genuinely the best time I've ever had in my entire life.
No, I was living my best life.
Like, I'm not even
I never
kidding.
wanted to come back.
Like, I still, like, I hate it here. I want to go back. Life will never be as good as it was when I was there.
Oh, it was so fun.
We went during the hurricane, actually. So,
yeah, I was sleeping.
We didn't really get, it was like a category 3 by the time it hit us. So it wasn't like super bad for us. It was mostly just like a lot of wind and rain and stuff and flooding. But so it was really rainy while we were there. Like the whole week it was pouring rain, and I loved it so freaking much.
It was so fun, except one of the days I was caught without a hat or like a poncho or anything, so I was soaked. And don't let the rain get in your eyes because it stung so bad.
Just a tip for if you're going during a hurricane.
No, because we were walking and it kept getting in my eyes and I couldn't see. So I was really like closing my eyes and just praying I didn't run into anyone. And then I bought a hat, so it's good.
I just realized I made the hurricane sound like amazing. It was not.
It was bad. I'm sorry
if your home got destroyed. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant at all. I meant like the rain itself, like just the rain. Because when I've been
that sounds so weird out of context.
When I talked to my friends, they were like, well, wasn't the rain like really annoying? Like, no, because the wait times for rides were so short, and also it helped the humidity. Like, it felt great.
And you dried off pretty fast. Like, we were soaked and then we went into a ride, and when we were like pretty much dry.
Yeah.
We drank lots of butterbeer. It was so good.
If you have not been to Universal Studios and if you're looking for somewhere to go in your life before you die,
need to go there.
Need to go.
It's
especially
so fun.
Orlando.
Yeah, especially Orlando. The Hollywood one is very small.
It doesn't have the Velocicoaster, and that one is like the funnest
best roller coaster. Oh yeah, what were your favorite rides?
Definitely that one. Literally the best roller coaster I've ever been on in my life.
So fun.
I like the Spider-Man ride.
I love the Spider-Man.
That one was so fun.
I also just love Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then I liked the Gringotts Bank one in Harry Potter.
I loved that one. That was fun. I also really liked the Mummy ride. Mm-hmm. It's very short, but I loved it. I keep having to fix the mic.
The silence was bad.
I'm sorry. I was fixing my mic.
Oh crap. Yeah, I feel like this camera angle is just weird.
It's a normal camera angle.
I feel like whatever. We're moving on. So yeah, that's what's been going on in our lives. Comment down below what you've done since the last time we posted, which
probably a lot because it's been 2 months.
I know you guys missed us, so we're back. Yay! Okay, let's move on to the scary stories. Before we start, I would give like a scary warning, but honestly, seeing as it's AI, I don't think it's gonna be very scary. Okay, if you guys are like scared to listen or something, because I feel like me and Ashley listen to this one podcast and they do like scary stories.
Should we shout them out?
Yeah, unsolicited advice. You should go listen to them.
They're doing their October series right now, and I highly recommend because it's very good. But like, obviously, don't listen if you can't handle scary stuff because it does get pretty scary. That's what I'm trying to like think. Because when I first saw that, and I never watch horror movies to this day, I never watch them because that's too much for me, or really like horror books or anything. So I was really like skeptical. I don't know. I was like scared to listen to them, but I feel like they're fine. I mean, it just depends. If you're like really, really scared, I guarantee this isn't gonna be very scary. If you're nervous about that, it's probably not gonna be very scary. I can already see right now. Like, it's not gonna be super scary. But if you want to proceed with caution, that's fine. Yeah. So we're just gonna get started. So for my story, I went to ChatGPT, and because I feel like it's been getting a little bit better. And I asked it to write me a scary story as if a teenager wrote it, so it's not just like long and smart,
boring. And then I asked it to make it longer because at first it was like 2 paragraphs long. So this one is called The Thing in the Basement. Oh, okay. I'm worried it's gonna use a bunch of slang.
But like, the Skibbity Rizzler was hiding down.
We're just gonna try it. Alright. I'm not a writer or anything, so bear with me, but this really happened.
Shut the frick
This
up.
already sounds really realistic, and I swear I'm not making this up. It all started about a year ago when my family moved into this old house just outside town. You know the type, creaky floorboards, old wood paneling, those ancient glass windows that make everything look warped when you look outside. That is called stained glass, my friend.
She's a teenager. She doesn't know that.
I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at that. I just don't like reading. I do, but anyway. My parents were super excited because they got it for cheap and they always talked about fixing it up. But from the minute we stepped inside, I felt something was off. I thought it was just me being dramatic at first, but now I know better. The basement was the worst. Even during the day, it was dark down there, and no matter how many times my mom cleaned, it always smelled damp and gross. The lights flickered like something out of a bad horror movie, and there was this weird thumping noise we'd hear at night. I told my parents, but they just shrugged it off, saying it's an old house. House is settled.
It's thumping.
That is not what a house... No, absolutely not.
They're hearing, like, big, loud thoughs. They're like, oh, it's just a house.
It says, yeah, okay, but settling doesn't sound like someone banging on the floor from the other side. Anyway, things started getting seriously weird a few months in. It wasn't just the thumping anymore. Sometimes I'd go down there to grab something, and it'd feel like the air was thicker, like it was hard to breathe. The shadows didn't feel right either, like they were longer, stretching towards me when I walked around. I started avoiding the basement as much as possible, even though I had to do laundry down there. Now I'd pay.
Move the laundry room.
Yeah, just move the washer and dryer, like, somewhere else. It's fine. There was this one door in the corner of the basement, an old wooden door that led to some kind of storage room. My dad tried to open it once when we moved in, but it was jammed shut, probably from being closed for years. After that, he didn't bother with it. I kind of forgot about it too until the night I invited Rachel over. First of all, why is no one concerned about this?
They're like, oh, this door that is, like, stuck and, like, won't open? That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thumping at night? It's fine.
We'll just never get in that room. It's fine. It was a Friday night, and my parents were out for some date night thing. Okay. Rachel and I were just hanging out, watching stupid horror movies to freak each other out. We started talking about the basement and the weird noises. Rachel, of course, dared me to go down there with her to check it out. Nope. Absolutely not. I tried to play it cool, like it didn't bother me, but inside I was dreading it. Still, there was no way I was backing down from a dare. That's mistake number one. Okay.
Just say no.
We grabbed a flashlight and headed down. The minute we stepped off the last stair, I regretted it. It was colder than usual, like freezing. We could see our breath, which made no sense because it was the middle of summer. I flicked the basement lights on, but of course they barely worked, dim and flickering like always. Rachel wandered over to that old wooden door. I wasn't paying attention at first, too focused on the weird smell in the air. It was worse than usual, like something rotten, like meat that had been left out way too long. Then Rachel called me over, her voice kind of shaky. The door was open.
Oh. Leave immediately.
I wouldn't even be down here in the first place. I swear it had been jammed shut since we moved in. Now it was cracked wide open, revealing a long, dark hallway.
That's what we call it quits. Close that thing back up and head inside. Back upstairs.
Out of the house. Get out of the house.
Where are they
call the
gonna
cops.
Where are they gonna go?
Not the house.
Go to Rachel's
neighbor?
house. Go to Rachel's house.
Yeah.
Just anywhere but this house, dude.
It's just literally anywhere. Just go stand on the street or something. It's daytime,
The
right?
streets? It's a date night. It's nighttime.
Go to the neighbors.
Well, what if they don't have neighbors?
Why wouldn't they have neighbors?
Well, maybe they're in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, it's stupid. Okay. It wasn't on the floor plan. I know because I looked at it when we first moved in, trying to figure out how big the basement was. Rachel was like, no way your dad did this without telling you. And I agreed, but it wasn't just that the door was open. It felt wrong. The hallway beyond it looked old, like older than the house itself. The walls were made of stone and the floor was dirt. There were these weird scratch marks along the walls, like something with claws had been scraping its way through. The air was thick and the rotten smell was even stronger.
Leave.
Then we heard it, a low growling sound like something big breathing in the dark. I thought maybe it was just my imagination, but Rachel looked at me, her face pale, and I know she heard it too. I wanted to leave. I was about to tell Rachel we should get out of there when she started walking towards the hallway.
What is Rachel's problem? Every man for himself and book it.
This is a red flag.
If Rachel is stupid enough to go to the hallway, leave her behind, dude.
I would literally be like, okay, bye.
I'd be like, well,
what are you doing?
See ya.
Maybe she's like possessed or something, hopefully. Because, like, why would you willingly choose to
I sure hope she's possessed or else she's just stupid.
Okay. I grabbed her arm, but she pulled away. Like, she wasn't really there. Like, she was in some kind of trance. Okay. She just kept walking.
Well, we were behind still.
Like, she was drawn to something. Then, in the dark, I saw it. At first, it was just a shadow at the end of the hallway, tall and thin, hunched over. But its eyes were glowing. Not bright or anything, just faint, but enough to make my heart stop. They were this weird, sickly yellow, and they were looking straight at us. I whispered, It's a one mistake, and it's just ruins the vibe. Okay, I whispered Rachel's name, trying to snap her out of it, but she kept moving forward. I grabbed her harder this time, pulling her back, and finally she seemed to wake up. We both turned and ran up the stairs, slamming the door behind us. But before I shut it, I swear I heard something following us. Slow, dragging footsteps, like something was pulling itself across the floor. We sat in my room after that.
No! Out of the house!
Get out of there!
Why are you still in there? What's wrong with you?
Okay. Trying to figure out what just happened. Rachel barely said anything, just kept staring at the window like she was in a daze. I hope it's not because you're possessed again.
You're no freaking help, Rachel.
I asked her if she was okay, but she just nodded and didn't say much else. After a while, she said she had to go home, and she left without even saying goodbye.
Follow her.
Yeah, bro. That night, the thumping from the basement was louder than ever. It wasn't just pipes, it was like something or someone was banging on that wooden door trying to get out.
Oh.
Rachel hasn't been the same since that night. She stopped coming over, stopped answering my texts. When I saw her at school, she looked pale, sickly almost, and she wouldn't meet my eyes. When I tried to talk to her, she acted like she didn't even know me. And sometimes when I catch her looking at me from across the room, it's like she's listening to something, like there's a voice in her head that I can't hear. Girl!
Imagine she's like, and sometimes in the dark, her eyes flashed yellow.
I was expecting that, actually. And the basement, I don't go down there anymore. Neither do my parents. My dad heard the banging too, but he keeps saying it's nothing, just the house settling. But I know better.
Bro's lying.
The noises haven't stopped. They've gotten worse. And sometimes, late at night, I hear whispers. They're faint, but they're there. Whatever's in that basement, it's still down there. And I think it's waiting for something, or maybe someone. And the worst part, I think it's waiting for me.
Move.
Move!
What do you mean the noises have gotten worse and you're hearing whispers? Move!
I forgot this wasn't a real person.
Right?
Like, but...
Rachel is possessed. A demon's probably living in her now.
What's in the basement then?
I don't know.
It's talking to her.
Yeah.
It's trying to lure her back to the
It's like, it's connected to Rachel now, so I can still talk to her. I'm so done, chat. Just move. What is there to say for it? Just sell the house and so it can be someone else's burden, and then then move.
This one was scarier than I thought it was gonna be, but still
Pretty good.
I can't tell scary meters because you and I listen to scary stories, so I just don't know what's like too scary or not.
I don't know either.
I think the best thing to do is if you're just done, then you should be like, I do not claim this energy, and then you just cry yourself to sleep.
Exactly. Or just be like, that wasn't real.
Yeah, which it wasn't because it's AI. That's why this episode is better.
Because you're like, oh, just an AI created instead of like actual people's stories, because like actual people's stories are worse because it actually happened to someone.
Supposedly. Some of them are a little... Also, just wanted to apologize. We're both, like, kind of sick right now, so...
Oopsie.
I was realizing as I was reading the last story, mucus was literally clogging my throat, and it hurts really bad. So sorry if we sound weird, but... that's what you get for riding roller coasters in the rain, in the cold. So.
Worth it.
Yeah, would not change anything. No regrets.
So this next one's called... Did you read the title of yours?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. My bad, man. Wait. Title kind of gives it away.
Then don't read the title.
Okay, I'm not gonna read the title. It's a stupid title anyway. Okay, I swear I'm not one of those people who just makes up creepy stories for attention or whatever. This actually happened. And even now, just thinking about it freaks me out. No one really believes me, but I know what I saw, and I know. Not saying that gives it away. ChatGPT sucks, dude. So it was Saturday, and my parents decided to go out for a date night.
Okay. Sensing a pattern.
Yeah. That left me home alone, which is no big deal. I've stayed home alone plenty of times before. I was looking forward to it, honestly. I was going to binge some Netflix, eat a whole pizza by myself, and maybe game for a few hours. You know, normal stuff.
Yeah, relatable. Sorry.
And the last story before I asked it to make it longer, it said playing Fortnite. So, everything started out totally fine. I ordered a pizza, watched some dumb comedy movie, and scrolled through TikTok for a while. The house is quiet, which is weird because it's usually kind of noisy with my parents talking or my little brother running around. Where's your little brother?
Yeah, did he go on date night too?
Where is he? But it was cool. I had the whole place to myself. It was around 9 p.m. when I first heard something. I was in the middle of watching Stranger Things. Ironic, right? When I heard this creak from upstairs. I brushed it off at first. Old houses make noises, right? But then it happened again. Another creak. Like footsteps. But light. Like someone was trying to walk quietly. Now normally I wouldn't forget. Frick me, dude.
You are horrible at this.
Now normally I wouldn't freak out about stuff like that. But it wasn't just one or two creaks. It was like someone was walking around upstairs. Slow, careful footsteps like they didn't want to be heard. I muted the TV, trying to listen better. The house got dead silent. For a second, I wondered if I just imagined it. Then I heard it again. This time it sounded like it was coming from my room. Not gonna lie, my heart started racing. I tried to tell myself it was nothing. Maybe the wind or something fell over in my room.
The wind. Be so for real. Why is the wind in your bedroom? Like,
hey, she left a window open or something, I don't know. But deep down, I knew something was off. There was this weird feeling in the air, like the kind of tension you get before a storm where everything feels heavy and still. I grabbed my phone, thinking maybe I should call my parents, but then I thought I was just being stupid. Better safe than sorry!
What are you talking about?
What were they gonna do anyway? Tell me it was nothing and laugh?
Okay.
If you tell your parents you think there is someone in the house, they're not gonna just laugh.
Does she think there's someone or something?
Neither or. Yeah, I wasn't about just to embarrass myself like that.
Because if my kid called me and said, hey, I think someone's in the house, I'd be like, oh my gosh. But if my kid called me and was like, I think there's a ghost demon walking in my bedroom, I'd be like, okay, turn off Stranger Things, go to bed. Like,
so I decided to go upstairs and check it out. You know, just to prove myself it was nothing. I grabbed a flashlight from the kitchen drawer because, of course, the hallway light upstairs was still broken. My dad was supposed to fix it weeks ago, but he's the king of, I'll get to it eventually.
Not her bullying her dad.
The poor guy alone.
Or he, sorry. I don't know what his character is.
I don't know. So here I was, flashlight in hand, trying to hype myself up to go check out the creepy noises. Get a knife or something.
Like, defend yourself.
What is the flashlight gonna do? As I climbed the stairs, every step felt louder than it should have. Like the whole house was holding its breath. I kept telling myself it was fine, but it was nothing. I read that wrong.
It's fine. I did that too.
But the closer I got to the top of the stairs, okay. The more that feeling of wrongness grew. My room was at the end of the hall, and the door was slightly open, which was weird because I always leave it shut. Okay.
What are you doing? Go
Leave.
away and
Call 911. The closer I got, the more I realized the noises hadn't stopped. It wasn't loud or anything, just a soft shuffling, like someone was moving around in my room. Like they were searching for something. I stopped just outside my door, my hand gripping the flashlight so tight my knuckles were white. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. I stood there for what felt like forever, trying to work up the courage to actually go in. I mean, what if there really was someone in there? Was I supposed to do? Flashlight them to death?
Yeah, that's why you should have got a knife.
Call 911? The thoughts were racing through my head, but before I could figure out a plan, I heard a creak. This time, right behind the door.
This person's stupid.
I panicked. My hand shot out and pushed the door open before I could even think. Dum-dum. At first, everything looked normal. My bed, my desk, my clothes on the floor. Yeah, my room's a mess. And the window was cracked open like I thought. But then, in the far corner of the room, where the shadows were the darkest, I saw it. Someone was standing there. It wasn't a shadow, and it wasn't my imagination. There was a person in my room, standing perfectly still. They were tall, like over 6 feet, and their body was all hunched over, like they were trying to hide, but didn't care enough to really try.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
I couldn't see their face, just the outline of their body in the dim light from the window. I felt paralyzed. My mind couldn't process what was happening. I just stood there, staring at this figure in the corner of my room. It was like my brain was screaming at me to run, but my body wouldn't move. And they didn't move either. They just stood there, not making a sound. I don't know how long we stood there like that. It felt like an eternity, but it was probably only a few seconds. Then they took a step forward. That's when I finally snapped out of it. I don't even remember how I moved so fast, but I bolted. I ran downstairs, my heart practically beating out of my chest, and grabbed my phone. Why didn't you have it on you?
Oh my gosh. I'm so done.
I didn't know what else to do, so I locked myself in the bathroom and called my parents.
Why did you run the house?
No parents.
Cops.
I don't know why people always do this in scary stories. I don't know why you call your parents first. Call 911
I think it's just like instinct. Like they kind of brought it up in Unsolicited Advice podcast, but how like when you're like panicked, like your first instinct is to call your parents.
I get it, but like what are your parents going to do?
My first instinct is to not call my parents. It is to call 911 because I've been drilled. That's been drilled in my head since the age of like 2.
Call 911. Like they can actually get cops to you. Your parents aren't going to be able to do anything.
Like that's just added time. Like after you call the cops, then you can call your parents.
Yeah. I was shaking so bad I could barely talk, but I managed to tell them there was someone in the house. They told me to stay in the bathroom and that they were on the way home. My dad said he'd call the police, but honestly, I don't even remember hanging up the phone. I just sat there, staring at the bathroom door, waiting for the sound of footsteps coming downstairs. There was nothing. No footsteps, no creaks. The house was completely silent. After what felt like hours, but was probably only 10 minutes, my parents finally got home. They rushed upstairs and searched every room. My dad even checked the attic and the closets, but there was no one. They didn't find a single thing out of place. The window in my room was still open, but that was it. They told me I must have imagined it.
Excuse me?
What? You being gaslighted?
Gaslit.
Don't correct me.
Okay.
Maybe I fell asleep watching TV and dreamed the whole thing.
Huh? What do you mean? Don't fall into this gaslighting going on.
Maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But I know what I saw. There was someone in my room that night. I saw them clear as day. And the scariest part, the window was open, but it's on the 2nd floor. There's no way anyone could have gone in or out that way without a ladder. So if they didn't come in from the outside, that means they were already inside the house. I haven't slept with my door open since.
You haven't slept with your... You haven't...
Slept with my door open since.
Wouldn't you want it open?
No, because you want to keep them out? I don't know.
Okay, sorry. I was just confused. I would not be sleeping in my room ever again. I would be sleeping with my parents every night.
This is just a gaslighter.
I would be making fort in their closet. I would be sleeping in there. There's no way.
They were already inside the house? Ew.
So, like, what are those called? The people that, like, live inside your house? Like froggers or something like that? There's something like that.
Like the game?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's the people that come and live inside your house. Sometimes the basement, sometimes like the attic. And, they're called something. But they're like, while you're gone, like while you're out of the house, they'll like eat food from your fridge and then they'll go back to hiding in like attic or basement. And that's why people have like stories of like seeing people in their vents or something.
Frogging.
I was right. Let me cook. Okay, this story is called The School Trip That Went Wrong.
Okay.
Ow, sorry, I have like a tangle in my hair. Okay. So I don't know if anyone's going to believe me, but I swear this actually happened.
Every time.
They're being gaslit. They're like, please believe me.
Like, please.
AI went through these experiences and then they want you to believe it. Okay.
They're crying out for help.
I'm not making this up, and I'm still freaked out just thinking about it. Last spring, my school planned this overnight camping trip to some random nature reserve for the junior class. It was supposed to be all about team building and getting off screens or whatever. Honestly, I didn't even want to go, but my parents basically forced me. So we get there, and it's already sketchy. The place looked like it hadn't been used in years. There were these rundown cabins, no cell service, and worst of all, the bathrooms were these gross outhouses that smelled like death. You could tell they picked this place because it was cheap.
I feel like the no cell service would be a great, like, that's a no for me. Not because, like, I need my phone, but, like, what are you gonna do if you need help?
Exactly. I think, I was gonna say, I think that's against the rules. I don't think schools can take you on trips where there's no cell service.
You have to have contact to your parents.
Like, I think, when I went... Okay, so this was, like, through our church, but we had these things called, like, girls' camp or whatever, and you basically, it's like as a youth, you go camping for, like, a certain amount of time. I remember them telling us, like, we're not allowed to take you guys anywhere where there's no cell service. Like, even though we weren't allowed to have, like, our phones, the leaders had their phones, and you have to be somewhere where there's cell service because, like Ashley said, what are you going to do if something goes wrong?
You're going to have no contact in the outside world.
Like, it makes no sense.
And you have all these kids with you. Like,
yeah.
You need cell service.
No.
I dip out so fast.
Same. Okay. The first day wasn't that bad, though. We hiked, played some dumb icebreaker games, and roasted marshmallows by the campfire. My friends and I stayed up late just talking and messing around. It felt like a normal, boring school trip, but that night, that's when things got really weird. It was around 1 a.m., and everyone else had already gone to sleep. I was sharing a cabin with my friends Emma, Kyle, and Jenna. We were all half asleep except for... One sec. My throat was so sore, I'm sorry. We were all half asleep except for Kyle, who was still awake on his phone even though we weren't supposed to have them. Suddenly we heard this... What is he doing on his phone? There's no cell service. Suddenly we heard this
Looking
loud...
at the weather app?
Okay, real. I thought that couldn't even work, actually.
Oh, wait, yeah. What is he doing? Settings?
He's just scrolling through his settings. I'm sorry. Suddenly we heard this loud echoing crack coming from outside.
Sorry.
It sounded like something heavy had just snapped. Okay, you ruined it for me.
I'm so sorry.
Had just snapped in half, like a tree or something. We all kind of froze for a second, thinking maybe it was just an animal. Oh. I thought they were meaning the animal being ripped in half. I was like, okay.
Leave the bear alone. He needed to crack his back.
But then... Oh my gosh, I'm crying. But... Stop.
Sorry.
But then there was another crack, this time...
Man, that bear needs a chiropractor.
Oh Emma sat up and whispered, "Do you think we should check it out?"
No?
No? What are you on? Like, Jenna immediately said no, as she should. But Kyle, being Kyle, was like, "It's probably nothing, let's go see."
If it's probably nothing, then why do you want to go see it?
So, of course, we all ended up going because no one wanted to be the one who stayed behind like a scared little kid. I have no problem doing that.
Oh, no. I'd be like, I'm surviving, so see y'all later.
We grabbed our flashlights and headed outside. The night was so dark that the beam of my flashlight barely cut through it.
That's alarming. That's not normal.
That is not normal.
What the frick?
Everything looked normal at first, just the other cabins and trees surrounding the campsite. But when we got to the edge of the clearing, where the woods started, we saw it. There was this huge fallen tree lying across the path, completely ripped out of the ground, roots and all. The weird thing was there hadn't been any wind or storm or anything that could have knocked it over.
Oh my gosh, dude.
What?
Start running.
Oh.
What do you want? Like, you're reading a first story?
I thought you were going to say something, I don't know. That is just weird that it's ripped completely out of the ground.
Completely out of the ground.
Not even, like, cut.
Start running, dude.
And then under the tree, we saw this old rusted sign sticking out of the dirt. It was half buried, but we could still make out what it said, "Do not enter." It looked ancient, like it had been there for decades. So maybe follow the sign and just go back inside. Kyle, of course, thought it was hilarious.
Kyle. It's probably just some old sign, he said, and before any of us could stop him, he hopped over the fallen tree and started walking down the path. We all groaned, but there was no way we were letting him go alone, so we followed. Let him die! If he's gonna be stupid enough to go, just let him. No, literally, if he's stupid enough to go down that path alone, like, he's going alone then.
The path was narrow, barely visible under all the leaves and branches, and the deeper we went, the quieter it got. No wind, no animals, just the sound of our footsteps crunching on the ground. It was like everything around us was holding its breath. Sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it, but I started feeling this weird pressure, like the air was heavier the further we went. I kept telling myself it was just my imagination, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. We walked for maybe 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, why? And then Kyle stopped so suddenly that we almost ran into him. I shined my flashlight ahead, and that's when I saw it. This old, crumbling building hidden behind the trees. It looked like some kind of cabin, but way older and definitely abandoned. The roof was caved in, and the windows were broken, with vines crawling all over the walls. It didn't even look like it should still be standing. I bet it's an old ranger station or something, Kyle said, already walking toward it like he owned the place. You need to be...
What is Kyle's problem?
You need to be, what's it called?
Humbled?
Yes. And by humbled, I mean, like...
He's about to be humbled.
It's just crazy to me. Jenna and Emma were whispering about how we should go back, but I was curious too.
Okay, so you're an idiot too.
We'd come this far, right? Turn back around. The door to the cabin was hanging off one hinge, and it made this awful creaking sound when Kyle pushed it open. Inside, it smelled like damp wood and something worse, like something had been rotting in there for years. I almost gagged.
Probably a body.
But Kyle, of course, thought it was hilarious. What is so funny about a dead smell, a rotting dead smell?
Finds anything funny, dude?
We shined our flashlights around, but there wasn't much inside. Just broken furniture, some old tools, and piles of leaves and dirt. But when Jenna pointed something strange on the floor, this weird dark stain that trailed across the wooden boards. It was hard to see in the dark, but it almost looked like blood. Dude, this is so creepy, Emma whispered, her voice shaking. Even Kyle looked a little freaked out now. He nudged one of the broken chairs with his foot, and suddenly we heard this loud thud from upstairs, like something heavy had just fallen over.
Book it.
None of us moved. I think that's so funny. We were like, book it, and we're like,
none of us moved.
We all just stood there, staring at the ceiling, waiting for something else to happen.
No waiting.
The air in the room felt ice cold all of a sudden, and I swear I could hear breathing, like soft, slow breathing, but it wasn't any of us. We need to get out of here, I whispered, already backing toward the door. Jenna and Emma were right behind me, but Kyle just stood there, like he was trying to figure out if we were imagining it. Then we heard footsteps. Heavy, deliberate footsteps coming from the second floor, slowly, one at a time, getting closer to the stairs. Run, I hissed, grabbing Kyle's arm. We bolted out of there so fast we didn't even look back. I don't think I've ever run that fast in my entire life. Sorry. We didn't stop until we were back at the campsite, gasping for air and drenched in sweat. We didn't say anything for a long time, just sat there listening, waiting to hear if something had followed us back. But everything was quiet again. No footsteps, no breathing, just the sound of our own ragged breathing.
So there was the sound of breathing?
The way that was written was so weird.
No sound of footsteps or breathing. Only the sound of our footsteps breathing.
It's crazy. We never told the teachers what happened. I mean, what were we supposed to say? That we found some haunted cabin in the woods and heard footsteps in an abandoned building? They'd think we were just messing around. They would also be like, why did you run out there in the middle of the night?
Freaking idiot. I hate kids.
But the weirdest part, the next morning when we woke up, the path we took, the one with the fallen tree, it was gone. Like, completely gone. The tree wasn't there, the sign wasn't there, and there was no trace of the path we'd followed before.
Ew.
We even walked back to the edge of the clearing to look for it, but there was nothing. Just
trees.
Hey. Like the path never existed. I still don't know what we saw or heard that night, but one thing's for sure. I'm never going back to Cedar Ridge again. Is that what it was called?
They never said.
Okay. AI says, hope that was spooky enough while keeping it realistic. Let me know what you think. Realistic?
Chat.
Have you ever gone camping and seen a whole entire path and sign disappear? And
it happens to me all the time.
So relatable. Like, so weird.
The story is called The Reflection. Also, I hate how specific you have to be with AI to try to not get it to say the same story it just did.
And it's always kind of, like, I've noticed a pattern. It's all kind of the same. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not even sure how to start this, but I swear to you this actually happened.
I'm not doubting you. Like,
I don't even like talking about it because it still messes with my head. But what the frick? Why are you breaking the fourth wall? But you wanted a scary story, right?
Ew. Okay, the scariest part about this episode is AI breaking the fourth wall.
Well, this one will keep you up. Okay. Sure, bud.
We'll see about that.
It happened last summer. And no, this isn't some cliche horror movie kind of thing.
We'll see about that.
Saw part of it. Kind of is. This is real. Okay. I was at my friend Drake. Drake?
Not okay. So sorry for the people out there who actually have the name Drake, because now it's just a meme.
I'm so sorry. That's unfortunate. Okay. I was at my friend Jake's house, and a few of us were staying the night after hanging out all day. Jake lived in one of those older big houses, the kind that creaks whenever you walk and feels weirdly cold all the time, even in the middle of summer.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Jake lives in one of those older big houses. It's also haunted.
I would love to live in a house that's cold all the time. I love being cold.
There's a freaking ghost.
I'm literally not being sarcastic in the slightest. I love it.
I'd been there a million times, but that night was different. We were just chilling in his room playing games, messing around like we always do, and it was already pretty late. Jake's parents had gone to bed hours ago, and the house was super quiet except for us. Around 2 a.m. Imagine it was 3 a.m. Even worse. Jake suggested we try something stupid. Bloody Mary.
Absolutely the freak not. Jake, go to bed.
Yeah.
We are not in 5th grade anymore. Go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's heard that dumb story. It's not real. But it was late.
Or is it? I'm just kidding.
We were bored and we figured it'd be funny to scare ourselves a little. No, not that late at night. It's funny to scare yourself a little when it's 11, like midnight. When it gets to like 2 to 3 a.m., it's not funny anymore. Just go to bed.
Bloody Mary reminds me, when we were really little, I remember Ashley was like scared of it because it was like really big at the time. And I was like, well, I'm just going to show her that it's not real. And then it was real. I'm just kidding.
She got possessed and I got traumatized for life.
I went to the bathroom and I like did it with her. I went out and I told my dad like, oh, I did Bloody Mary with Ashley to prove to her that it wasn't real. And he got like not mad, but he was like, don't ever do that again.
Also, in 2nd grade, I did it with my classmates because I thought it'd be funny. And all my classmates ran out of the bathroom. And then I came out and I pretended to be possessed and they all believed it. And they were terrified. And I made them believe it for like a solid 5 days.
I'm crying.
Until I found out, I'm like, I'm just kidding.
It never really scared me
bro.
that much because I just didn't believe it. Everyone's like scared and I'm like, I was just quirky and different, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
In my school, like, ketchup got banned for a little bit because everyone started, like, writing it on the mirror.
I remember being in the bathroom once. I was literally just trying to pee and mind my own business, and these girls were doing it, and I was like,
okay.
Can I just go to the bathroom?
Okay.
And you know how you have to, like, turn the lights off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like...
For some reason, like, our school, like, I've never had this in any other school, but our school had the little light. You could turn it off. Like, all the other lights have, like, automatic... No, for some reason, this one had a little button you could push, and it would turn the lights off. And so, people would love to do this. You'd be, like, peeing or something, and they just go, boop, and just leave you in the dark. I'd be like...
Awesome.
Okay.
We went on a tangent a little bit.
Anyway, so Jake grabbed this little hand mirror off his dresser. Why the frick does he have a little hand mirror?
Kind of a narcissist.
And we all crowd into the tiny bathroom attached to his room. It was me, Jake, and 2 of our other friends, Megan and Tyler.
Okay. Hi. Like, where were you?
I'm gonna start saying that whenever they do character introductions, okay?
Hey.
Bye. We turned off the lights and stood in front of the mirror. I had to admit, even though I didn't believe in any of it, there was something creepy about standing there in the dark with just the glow of our phones. Jake was the one who started. He held the mirror and said it. Bloody Mary 3 times in the dramatic, over-the-top voice. Nothing happened, of course. No one expected it to. We all kind of laughed and teased him for how dumb it was. Then Tyler did it. Same thing, nothing. Megan was next, and she was the only one who hesitated a little. She muttered it like she was half joking but half serious. Again, nothing happened.
Why would she be scared if Lily hadn't worked with the other people?
Right? Finally, it was my turn. I didn't even want to do it, but Jake shoved me in the mirror. Holy crap! But Jake
He became Bloody Mary.
But Jake shoved the mirror in my hands and told me to stop being lame. So I just went along with it. What kind of friends are these, dude?
Oh my gosh!
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Guys!
The camera cuts off. I said I didn't even put any energy into it because I thought the whole thing was stupid.
It's just deadpan Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. But as soon as I said it the 3rd time, I noticed something weird. The mirror wasn't reflecting the room right behind me. Like, I could see all of us, but something was off. I blinked, thinking maybe my eyes were just playing tricks on me in the dark. But then I looked again, and I saw it. There was a 5th person in the mirror.
I always pictured Bloody Mary as like the evil queen from Snow White.
Really?
Which is not scary at all. Because she's
No.
literally kind of...
Imagine her like that one girl in like that one horror movie with like the black hair like that in her face. Yeah. At first I thought maybe it was a shadow, maybe a trick of the light or something. But no, it was definitely a person. A woman standing just behind Tyler, barely visible in the reflection. Her face was pale, and her hair was long and stringy, hanging down like she hadn't washed it in years. Okay,
Girl, take a shower.
Why are we judging Bloody Mary? I'm just gonna kill you.
He's like, her hair's disgusting.
It's like nasty. Ew. She was also very ugly. I didn't even realize I was holding my breath until I felt my chest tighten. Guys, Music!
Sorry. Guys.
I whispered, trying to keep my voice calm even though my heart was racing. Do you see that? Everyone kind of laughed like I was messing with them, but I couldn't tear my eyes away from the mirror. No, seriously, look. I said, my voice shaky now. Jake grabbed the mirror from me and held it up to his face, and for a second he just stared. His grin dropped, and I saw the color drain from his face. I don't see anything, Megan said. But when she looked at Jake and froze. Wait, what? Tyler grabbed the mirror next, holding it up to his face. He frowned and then slowly turned around to look behind him, like he expected to see someone standing there. Stop screwing with me, he said, but his voice wasn't as confident as it had been. We all turned to look, but there was nothing there, just the empty bathroom. But in the mirror, the one was still there, standing behind us. Dude, this isn't funny anymore, I said, trying to sound chill, but I could feel my hands shaking. Who's behind us? No one said anything for a second. Then Jake put the mirror down hard.
This is all your fault, Jake.
Let's just go back to the room, he muttered. No one argued. We went back to Jake's room, but no one was laughing or making jokes anymore. Everyone just sat there, tense and quiet, glancing at the door like they expected someone to walk in at any second. I couldn't stop thinking about that woman. She wasn't supposed to be real. It was just some stupid game, right? About 20 minutes later, Megan said she had to go to the bathroom.
No.
Go to a different bathroom or hold it, Chad.
I would literally go pee in a bush at this point. Like, I'm not doing that.
She was the first one to break the silence. You guys were silent for 20 minutes?
They're all just sitting together, just staring at each other.
Megan's like, I'm gonna go to the
That's
bathroom.
crazy.
And I could tell she didn't really want to go alone. Jake offered to go with her.
Not you, Jake.
Go with the girl. Weirdo.
No, it's not even that. It's just like, you're the one who started all
really,
this.
like, I do not want him with me. But she rolled her eyes and said she'd be fine. So she left, and we all sat there listening to the floorboards creak as she walked down the hall.
I think it meant like he would stand outside her.
Oh.
You're not thinking he's
That
gonna
wouldn't-
stand in the bathroom.
That wouldn't
right?
help.
Well, if you hear her scream or something.
Oh.
What?
Then we heard it. This low, wet, scraping noise. Like something dragging across the floor.
Ew. Why did you go to the bathroom alone? Why did you go to the bathroom at all?
What the heck was that? Tyler whispered, his face pale. We waited, listening. The scraping sound stopped. Megan hadn't come back yet. The bathroom was only a few feet away. She should have been back by now. Maybe we should go check on her, I said. But no one moved. We just sat there, staring at the door. Then we heard it again, the same scraping noise, but louder this time, closer. And then Megan screamed. It was this high-pitched, terrified scream that made my blood run cold. We all jumped up and ran to the bathroom. Jake in the lead. He threw the door open, but Megan wasn't there. Instead, the mirror we had been using was lying shattered on the floor, pieces of glass everywhere, and written in what looked like blood, smeared across the largest shard, were the words, "She's here." We never found Megan that night. Or ever.
Oh, okay, bye, Megan. Like, this is all your fault, Jake.
She just had to go pee.
She also didn't have anyone... It's her fault. I'm sorry. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't be freaking playing Bloody Mary.
Idiot. It's all Jake's fault. I hope he carries that guilt forever.
Yeah, literally. Oh, is it over?
Yeah.
Oh. How big were these shards? It's a
right?
pocket mirror.
It's a hand mirror, so like, how did she write all that?
Oh.
Bloody Mary got some good penmanship.
Yeah, it's like just kidding. No, I do not claim this energy.
No.
Okay.
It's right there.
That's all for this episode. Hopefully you guys get some sleep tonight. I feel like it's kind of knowing that AI wrote it, and also AI wrote it literally so repetitively. I feel like all these stories were kind of the same. But happy spooky season. Happy Halloween. Comment what you're dressing up as.
I was just gonna say that.
Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say drop a comment what you guys are dressing up as for Halloween.
Okay, what are we dressing up for Halloween?
What are you dressing up as?
I would like to dress up as Lightning Queen. I had this outfit planned out. I told Ashley about it. I literally had like a red shirt and then, or it was a red dress and then the like lightning bolt earrings with the hat. And I just don't think I'll be able to get it on time, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just go thrifting and find stuff for it.
Yeah.
And then what about you?
I am being Maria Robotnik from Sonic. I made the costume like 2 years ago, but that was Halloween that I got sick, so I didn't get to go.
Oh, that's right. And I was gonna be like a 70s style, and I wonder if I should just do that yet. No, it's fine. I'll do that next year.
The costume is like actually like horrible, but that's fine. It could be worse.
What do you mean? Didn't you try it on?
Yeah.
And I thought it looked fine.
It's fine. I'm gonna get a blonde wig this year, so it'll be better. I do still need a headband though. And why is a blue headband so hard to find?
I don't know, but I need a black headband. So if you find headbands, let me know.
Alright. And I was like gonna wear her like ballet flats she wears, but like I'm wearing Converse. I'm so sorry. I'm not walking around without my Converse.
No. I remember 1 year, this was a while ago, I dressed up as Belle. And we found these, like, really crappy slip-on shoes from DI or something. But here's the thing. They're the slip-on shoes that they're used for something. Because the, like, bottom, what's it called? What is it called?
I don't know.
It's called something. The, like, bottom of the shoe was nothing. It was a piece of fabric. It was, like, this. Because it's used for something. I just don't remember what. And so the whole night I was just walking practically barefoot, and Loki loved it. Like, it felt so freeing. Except for when I, like, stubbed my toe.
I remember 1 year I went in, like, high heels or something. I can't remember. But, like, I'm fine walking in high heels, but it, like, hurts after a while.
It hurts after 2 seconds.
Ouchies.
So, yeah. We're gonna have lots more episodes, and they will be not scary, and they will be probably Star Wars related, so
yeah,
stay tuned for that. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.